The Ugly Duckling by Jerry Pinkney.
It was summer, and the pond was alive with the music and color of life. Dragonflies danced to and fro, and frogs splashed in and out at the water's edge. Below the surface, fish swam together in harmony, while birds swooped through the air above, and all around a gentle breeze rustled the tall grasses that grew nearby. There, secluded among the grasses, a duck was sitting on 6 eggs. 5 of the eggs were small, but the sixth was oddly shaped and much larger than the others. The duck was puzzled about that egg and how it came to be so different from the rest, but she did not worry herself about it much. She just took care that the big egg was as warm as the rest. But she did not worry herself about it much. She just took care that the big egg was as warm as the rest. This was the first set of eggs that the duck had ever laid, and she was very pleased and proud. One day, when she saw tiny cracks on 2 of them, she drew the eggs closer to one another and didn't move for the rest of that day. She sat steadily on the nest for a whole night. Before the sun rose, the 5 little eggs were empty, and 10 pair of eyes were gazing up upon the green wall. "I suppose you are all here now," said the mother as she stood up. "No, I have not got you all yet. The biggest egg is still here. How long is it going to take?" She settled herself on the nest again.
The day wore on, and the big egg showed no signs of cracking. But all through that day and the next she sat, giving up even her morning bath for fear that a blast of cold might strike the big egg. In the evening, she thought she saw a tiny crack in the shell, and she was so excited that she could hardly sleep all night. With the first streaks of light, she felt something stirring under her. Soon a big outward bird tumbled out of the egg head first. "Sheep, sheep!" cried the young one. The mother looked with surprise at his long neck and dull color. "That's a monster, big duckling," she said to herself. "None of the others look like that. Can he be a turkey chick? Well, we shall soon find out," she thought, as he and the 5 furry little bulls followed her to the water. Did you ever see anything quite as ugly as that great creature? One of the dogs in the yard down as the family walked by. "He's a disgrace to any brood," another agreed. "I shall go and chase him out." And he ran to the big duckling and bit his neck. "Leave him alone," the duckling's mother said. "Firstly, he's doing no harm." "No, but he's so ugly that no one can put up with him," answered the stranger, and the poor duckling drooped his head. "He may not be quite as handsome as the others," his mother answered, comforting him, "but he is tall and very strong. I'm sure he will make his way in the world as well as anybody."
But as time went by, matters grew worse. The poor duckling was chased by all of them, even his brothers and sisters. The dogs beat him, the hens pecked him, and the girl who'd feed them kicked him aside. At last he could bear it no longer, and one night, when the dogs and hens were still asleep, he stole away. By dawn he had reached a grassy moor full of soft marshy places. It was peaceful there, and the duckling wished that he may stay forever, away from everyone, until bang, bang, at the sound of the gun, whole flocks of wild geese flew up from the rushes. Sportsmen by hiding around the marsh, and some even sat on the branches of trees that overhung the waters. For a few long minutes the firing continued. Luckily, the duckling could not fly, and he floundered along through the waters till he could hide himself among some tall ferns. But hunting dogs were wandering about in the swamp. Splash! Splash! And just at that moment a frightful dog appeared beside him. His tongue hung right off his mouth, and his eyes glared wickedly. The tawny grew cool with terror and tried to hide his head beneath his little wings. The dog opened his great charm of a mouth close to the duckling, showed his sharp teeth, and then splash went on without touching him. "I am too ugly, even for a dog to eat," the duckling thought. "Well, that is a blessing, but I will never go too near this pool again. Never."
The duckling remained for 3 weeks, but he laid not a single egg. Before long he grew restless, for he wanted more than anything to have a swim. "What is the matter?" asked the hen. "I am so longing to float on the water again," said the duckling. "You can't imagine how delicious it is to feel it rushing over your head when you dive straight to the bottom." "I don't think I would enjoy it," replied.
Now the autumn came. The leaves in the wood turned yellow and brown, and the wind took hold of them, and they danced about. The clouds hung heavy with snow and hail. Then the snow began to fall into the duckling bewilderment. The river started to turn hard and slippery. One day he heard a sound of whirring wings, and up in the air he saw a flock of birds flying high. They were as bright as the snow that had fallen during the night, and the long necks were stretched toward. Oh, if only he could go with them! But what sort of companion could he be to those beautiful beings? Every morning it grew colder and colder, and the duckling had to swim about in the river to keep it from freezing. At last During one bitter night, his leg moved so slowly that the eyes crept closer and closer. When the morning light broke, he was caught fast. By good fortune, a man was crossing the river and saw what had happened. He stamped the ice so hard that it broke, and then he picked up the duckling and tucked him under his sheepskin coat, where the little bird's frozen bones began to thaw. The man took the bird to his children, who gave him warm food to eat and put him in a box by the fire. They were kind children and wanted to play with him, but the poor duckling had never played in his life. He thought they wanted to tease him, and so he flew, terrified at the noise and confusion, right out the door.